Well, let's take this across to our guests now. Mr. Siddharth Yadav joins us. He's from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Manish Bariyar is also with us, political analyst, as is Mr. Sanjay Jha, author. Thank you to all our guests for speaking to us this evening. Mr. Jha, coming to you first and foremost, what do you have to say about this apparent divide within the ruling dispensation in the state of Karnataka? Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is a Vocaliga leader himself, and he signed on to that memorandum submitted by members of the Vocaliga community expressing reservations about the survey that had begun in 2015 in the state of Karnataka, conducted by the Backward Classes Commission there. Why do you believe there is a reluctance on the part of the ruling dispensation to reveal its findings?
Siddharth, good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. I don't think there is any disagreement within the Congress party at all.
Okay.
In fact, the truth is that these are very complex surveys. Remember, you have to go into minute details. And it is very understandable that all communities and castes and subcastes want a fair representation. Now, obviously, the challenge is to, when you're making a very appropriate representation based on their population or assumed population, you have to try and make sure that the coverage is wide enough so that people believe that the sample size hasn't kept anybody out of the process, which is why I think when you have the backward classes chairman, Mr. Hegde, you have Dinesh Gundura, all of them saying that, listen, the report is comprehensive. If there are flaws, I'm sure they will, fix it down the line. This is at the end of the day, remember, Siddharth, the reason why you're talking about a caste survey today in Karnataka and all over the country, and I think I'm very happy that the Congress party is pushing forward with this agenda, is simply because India has a serious economic and social inequality. And the truth is, if you don't have positive affirmation, or if you don't have a positive discrimination or affirmative action happening, which is favoring those who are marginalized, we will perpetuate a society where at the end of the day, we will, it will be only a country of the 1%. I was reading a report, because you are part of the media, where somebody pointed out, I think it was Rahul Gandhi himself, that there are hardly anybody from the backward classes in the media, and we have become very elitist. So I would say that give the Karnataka government, let's cut the slack here. It is a complex process. It has got to be as scientific as possible. We have to try and be optimum, may not be perfect, but I do believe that the BJP needs to take a deep breath and pause, because that Hindutva campaign may fall flat, because ultimately people will realize that it's not religion, it's economic and social welfare that matters.
Well, the criticism that this particular report has been now subjected to, Mr. Jha, is the fact that it's not been carried out scientifically. At least that's the apprehension that's been expressed by certain representatives of the Vocaliga and the Lingayat communities. Let's in fact take this across to Mr. Siddharth Yadav as well, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Mr. Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party with us. But Mr. Yadav, coming to you. Now, the accusation against the BJP in the state of Karnataka is that this report had been commissioned during a Congress government in the year 2015. But when the BJP came to power towards the latter half of 2019, after displacing the fragile alliance between the JDS and the Congress that was short-lived, the BJP also sat on this, that there was a waiting game being played out by the BJP, because they were also apprehensive about the findings of this particular report being made public, and therefore they were apprehensive of the implications as well. What's your response to that allegation?
Look, first of all, it is very clear that the Congress party did this survey in 2015. They were in power when they did the survey. They did not release the data. They were again elected. They are not releasing the data. If they want to blame BJP and bring BJP in this, and they think that they're going to fool the people and people are going to believe that it is the BJP behind this, I don't think nobody is going to fall for it. I would want to answer what Mr. Sanjay Jha was saying. He said for such surveys are very sensitive, and it is important that the people think that the sample size that is taken is very fair. Sir, there is no sample size. This is the entire problem. You are doing a survey just because you want to show that you are doing something for the OBC. Nothing else. If you are taking a sample